brings me to my first question. You had a job in hand.
Sure thing.
You had a job in hand. You had a choice to make, music or job. You chose music, that too as full time. Now this is a tough choice to make. You could have real cash flowing in if you could have taken the job.
Definitely.
I want to know, what was that turning point? How did you decide that, okay, I'll go for music all in? What was the turning point?
Okay, so when I got into bits, I was very happy that I got uh, physics as my main subject, and then I had a dual degree in electronics and instrumentation. So I was my initial goal was to become a scientist, and soon I realized that things would not work out in that direction. By the end of third year, I think, when the two courses, like the coursework basically piled up, so I became clear in my head that this is not something which I want to pursue, and music was something that I had been working on since my first year in college itself. Got into the music club in second year. तो उसके बाद से the improvements which I saw in myself, like I used to go to the music room, record myself, basically just do things which made me happy. And it was pretty satisfying and encouraging to see the changes and to see the results when I was working on those things. So I was nowhere close to the levels I aspired to be at as a musician at that point of time, but the small growth, the small steps which I was taking, they were they were satisfying, and that kind of made me realize that okay, even if I cannot become the best musician alive, it's something I can do. And I started researching as to how I can earn as a musician. So I realized that uh, there were ways of earning, there were ways of sustaining myself, and my priorities changed. I think uh, I I started enjoying doing music more. I realized that I could make music as well. I didn't make anything in college, but I knew I could do it. So there was,
Mhm.
I started taking steps to, like, go in that direction and improve myself as a musician. As Then in my fifth year of college, I went to Pune for an internship, and I started doing gigs over there.
Okay.
By the end of my internship, when I had the job offer at hand, the best part was I was doing enough number of gigs to sustain myself. So it was
Mhm.
easy to convince my parents for this because they could see that I was pretty driven towards doing this, and, like, taking the necessary steps to basically sustain myself, or like they realized that I had a plan in mind. Although although when you're doing something like music, you can't really plan things
Mm.
as such, but you can prepare yourself for a certain few things, and you can work on yourself, and then you can take certain calls as to whether what is working for you and what is not. So it's a pretty unpredictable field. If you see, if you're working as a freelancer, in the last 1.5 years I've barely done any work
Yes.
in terms of like earning for myself and stuff. So it's very unpredictable when it comes to that. But otherwise, if you are doing something and you're working on yourself and you're good, then you'll get work. It's just that you have to communicate with people. If you're at a firm, you'll get work through someone. Maybe your
Yeah.
superiors or someone who's managing you will assign you some work. Over here, you have to assign work to yourself. If you can do that, and if you can basically, you know, set certain deadlines for yourself, manage your own work, anyone can do something like this. So it's about being your own boss. It's about giving yourself the freedom to do what you want when you want. But you have to be thoda sa strict as to uh, because since you don't have anyone else telling you
Mhm.
that, like, to set deadlines for you, if you can do that, uh, I certainly realized that I was able to do that. And while I was doing my internship, I realized I was not at all into data science or data analysis as such. So at the end of it all, it was I'll not say it was a very tough decision. and yeah, it's been working out decently up till now.
Wow, that's an inspirational story. Also, I think why this path is tough because you don't have any, there's no structure or there's no road that you have to take. You
Exactly.
have to decide for yourself. Like you said, setting your own deadlines. It's basically you on your own. I think when someone works for a company, it's slightly easier because you have someone telling you. That is, some many people don't like it, but that makes things easier.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a tough path, but I think you are going on it gracefully.